Welcome to Activity Time here with the YMCA. I'm Isaiah, Child Care Director here at the Tempe YMCA, and today we are going to be doing relaxation jars. So for today's activity for the relaxation jars, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some food coloring, a mason jar or a water bottle will suffice, and some glitter. You can pick some different colors of your choosing, and some simple water. For the first step, you're just going to grab your water, go ahead and pour all the way through the mason jar, pretty close to the top. You're gonna pick your food coloring. I'm gonna pick yellow for the food coloring. Put a couple of drops. You'll start seeing the water change a little bit. Now I'm going to pick red. And the idea for this, you wanna put a good amount of glitter so that way when you mix it all up, you're able to see it a little easier. And when you put it up to the sun, it'll look a lot nicer. Should be okay. And then you're going to put the top right on top of it and give it a nice shake. And your next step, you're gonna put it up to the sun. You can put this outside. And it's a really nice little jar, relaxation jar to look at. So you guys can put it up to the sun. You guys will be able to see all the glitter kind of shine through, and it's natural sunlight going through the jar, all the glitter being shiny and everything. So in this, you guys can put your phone underneath. You can put a flashlight underneath, just so you guys can see the light. It's a perfect way to have the little ones have right next to their bed, and kind of like a little night light. All right, well, thank you for watching the relaxation jar portion of it. We are going to take a couple steps back and see what you guys can do with similar supplies that we have here that we use for the relaxation jar. So today we're going to be making a do-it-yourself lava lamp at home. And again, these are things that you guys can adjust at home, what you have. All right, so we are going to need a mason jar or a water bottle. We're gonna need some kind of vegetable oil, canola oil, any kind of household oil that you usually use at home. Some water, some food coloring, and some Alka-Seltzer. And I would add a funnel just in case you're gonna be using a water bottle, just so you can leave it a little less messy than you wanna leave the table. All right, so we're gonna start off with our mason jar water bottle. We're gonna take off the lid here. And I like to, whatever kind of container you're using, I like to fill it up with about a 1/4 cup of water. So you can see it's about 1/4 of that container. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's a little easier. And after this, you're gonna wanna put your choice of coloring. On this one, I'm gonna pick green. And you wanna put a good amount, maybe 4 or 5, something that's really gonna make that color, the water, really dark and that color that you choose. And that's gonna add a little more. You wanna make it look like that color and it's really distinct to see what color you actually chose. And now we're gonna add the olive oil. The oil. And you're gonna wanna bring it to the jar, and you wanna try to fill it up with the rest of the jar. And this is a really cool step. You guys can actually see the oil and the water separate because of the amount of food coloring that we added. All right, so this is a really good talking point. This is really cool to talk about with the kiddos about why the water stayed at the bottom and the oil stayed at the top, just like how different in density those liquids are and everything. And then kind of ask them around hey, what else in this household, or what else that you guys see every day that may be on top or maybe on the bottom, or would it be with water, and have them kind of guess, and you can kind of have a little more of a STEM conversation there with them, and really understanding what density is. All right, so our last step we're gonna do is gonna be adding the Alka-Seltzer to really give it that lava lamp effect. Again, the Alka-Seltzer you guys can find at any CVS or Walgreens. It doesn't have to be any specific, just any normal Alka-Seltzer that you would normally find. So the First thing I like to do is kind of cut one in half and kind of drop it in there and see how much really bubbles and really give that lava lamp, and you'll see the water start going through and start rotating and everything, giving those bigger bubbles. But you'll see when I add just a half, you won't see too much, and then after that you can see like, oh, how much more is it going to be doing it if I drop the whole tablet at the same time or another half. So let's go ahead and do that. And depending where you drop it to, you'll see it dissolving at the bottom. But you can see those bigger bubbles dropping from the top. If I drop another half in this corner, you'll see the same effect. And again, if you do two halves on two sides, then you really get that whole effect of it going around the whole mason jar, the water bottle that you guys use. So it makes it a lot easier to see the chemical reaction that's really happening. All right, so before you put any Alka-Seltzer in, you guys can also take a couple steps back and really understand and see the densities of like the liquids you guys have around the house. So we had only water and vegetable oil, but if you guys have hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol, maple syrup, you know, anything that's going to be a different density, and you know that it's going to have a significant amount of density that's going to change, you guys can add those first and really see where they fall. And again, you'll see them separate in the jar, the water bottle that you guys use. So I mean, it's a really cool STEM experiment that you guys can see, like, oh hey, like why does this stay up here? Or you can kind of have it like a guessing game now, like, oh hey, maybe the maple syrup will be at the very bottom, and then you find it that it stays at the top before you put the Alka-Seltzer in. So it does make it a little fun activity, and it's still a STEM activity as well. All right, thank you again for joining us for the relaxation jars that we did and the lava lamps. I hope it was fun. Go ahead and join us at valleymca.org. Check out more videos.